The following Jackass Nation production is powered by Cinelinx. Cinelinx.com, your one stop for your news, reviews, editorials, and more. Keep it on Cinelinx.
Man, this beat is tough. Coming to you from the Kayfabe studio in Highland Park, Texas. He was born in Seaside Heights, New Jersey. Raised by Wilson Fisk on the streets of Hell's Kitchen, New York, and did his studies in FABOLOUS Sin City, Las Vegas. He's straight out of Compton and brought to you in part by the Offshoots Network. He's pro wrestler, four-time MPX Tag Team Champion, writer, podcaster, bringing you his opinions on film, TV, professional wrestling, sports, and everyday life. He is the Jersey Jackass, B to the C. And you're listening to It Is What It Is with the Jackass. On tonight's show, a Game of Thrones review with Coach Matt. And now, your host, the Jackass. Yo, 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 yo. It is what it is. And what it is what it is with the Jackass. This is your host, the one, the only, the Jersey Jackass, your boy, B to the C. What is going on? Thank you all for hitting that download button. Thank you all for hitting that play button. Thank you all for checking out this brand new episode of It Is What It Is. We got a lot to get to and very little time to do it, guys. This might be a little bit longer episode. I'm not exactly sure. Let's see if I can get through some of this stuff fairly quickly. And if I can, then we'll stay on time. If not, we're going over because I brought on Coach Matt to so that we could recap this week's Game of Thrones. And, well, see, the thing is, here's what I wanted to do. For the next 4 weeks, 5 weeks, however long the season is remaining, I wanted to do maybe like 20, 30 minutes reviews of each of the episodes of Game of Thrones. I know how much we all love Game of Thrones. We all be watching Game of Thrones. We loving it. And so, last week I did it by myself. I got about, I think I went about 20 minutes or so. So I was like, all right, well, if I bring Matt on, it'll be about 30 minutes, and we'll be able to cover that. Well, me and Matt talked for like 45 minutes on Game of Thrones. So what was going to be just a small portion of the show is basically going to be our entire episode today because we got so excited in talking about this that we really just kept on going. And there was just so much to go through. It was such a great episode. So the bulk of today's episode or this week's episode will be Game of Thrones, Episode 3, Season 7, The Queen's Justice. We're also going to get into a little bit of other stuff that I wanted to talk to you about. As well, my birthday is coming up tomorrow. If you're listening to this on Thursday when it drops, tomorrow, August 4th, is my birthday. I am currently in Las Vegas, Nevada, partying it up, celebrating, having a great time. I always like to do my birthday real big. I always go to Vegas, my home away from home where I did my studies, FABOLOUS Sin City, Las Vegas. I love it. Hopefully I'm coming back with a lot more money than I left with. But more than likely I'm coming back with a lot less. But that's neither here nor there. That's not something we need to get into right now. What we do need to get into, guys, is that we have a whole brand new month, a birthday month of mine to get excited about. And August's Loot Crate theme is Kingdom, featuring The Legend of Zelda, The Lord of the Rings, Adventure Time, and much, much more. Tons of properties you can lose yourself in. Loot Crate is a monthly subscription box service which provides boxes of geek and gaming related merchandise and always includes a monthly t-shirt and pin. And right now you can get a discount on your Loot Crate by going to lootcrate.com/SCNSLive and putting in the promo code SCNSLive at checkout. You do not want to miss out on this Loot Crate, guys. This is some of the coolest stuff you will ever see. every geek and nerd out there needs to get this stuff, man, because you really get a lot of awesome loot, man. You want to see some of the things that you've been missing out on? Go to youtube.com/SCNS Live and check out our unboxing videos. We open up all the different Loot Crate boxes, and you can check out all the things that you've been missing out on, and I swear, once you see it, you'll never want to miss out on another box of loot now. So, go to lootcrate.com/SCNS Live, or check the link in the description of this video below, or this audio podcast below, and you will be able to start getting a discount on your first box of loot. Do not miss out, guys. Another major announcement coming out of the Jackass Nation, guys. You might have heard a brand new opening there right before the show went on, before the It Is What It Is opening. If you didn't notice that, it was that we are now powered by Cinelinx.com. You guys know Cinelinx. They are the website that I write for, that I do a few movie reviews on when I'm not on my personal blog or when I'm just doing movie news or stuff. Cinelinx is the incredible place that you need to go for all your movie news, reviews, editorials, and more. And I want to thank everyone over at Cinelinx for now powering this It Is What It Is podcast and putting it up on the site. So you can now catch it right there on Cinelinx every single week right here on Thursdays. Thank you again to everyone over at Cinelinx, guys. Do not miss out. We had great San Diego Comic-Con coverage, and we're going to continue to cover everything that happens. I will be going out to Los Angeles Comic-Con on behalf of Cinelinx, as well as New York Comic-Con on behalf of Cinelinx. So get ready for all that, because it is going down, guys. So excited for this big move for us here at the Jackass Nation. Another big move is a milestone coming up in Bedford, Texas this weekend. Metroplex Wrestling is putting on Purple Reign. If you don't remember, the last Purple Reign was 1 year ago when MPX finally made their return after quite a long hiatus. It was a really big show for us. It was great to be back. Me and Frankie were the tag team champions at the time. We defended our belts that night. We had a great showing at Metroplex Wrestling Purple Reign. I was so excited to be a part of that show. So this is a little bittersweet for me, because in one hand, I'm so happy that once again we have another full year of MPX action that has been running every single week nonstop for you, the fans, sometimes twice a week. So that's really awesome for MPX. The sad part about it is that I am not involved in the reunion, or not the reunion show, but the anniversary show, so to say. This is a big show. This is one that I would want to be on, and unfortunately, unlike Storyline, Creative does not have anything for me still at the moment. So hopefully something comes up. If not, y'all know that MPX is my home. Metroplex Wrestling is the one place that I love, the one place that is really the only place I love to go and work, because it's home to me. And I will do it for anything. You know, you drop of the hat, oh, MPX needs me, I'm there. I skipped part of the Catalina wine mixer just so I could be at MPX, because that is my home. So the fact that we're having this big show this weekend and I'm not there is really disheartening to me, because I will be coming, I will be home, I will be in town. I'm not rushing back to town since I'm not involved in the show, but if I do get back in time, I will be there to watch and support the wrestlers and MPX. I am really excited about that. Hopefully soon you will see me back in the ring again. If MPX can't find something for me, maybe I might have to start branching out. Y'all know how I'm kind of against branching out, because I don't like new places. I'm kind of a creature of habit, but we'll see. Anyway, MPX is putting on a big match this weekend. 510 Hardwood Road, Bedford, Texas. Hold on, I know the damn area code. 76021. Sorry, that took me longer than it should have to figure out, but I got it. We have the Prospect Title Hateful 8 match this weekend. Randy Wayne, Ty Wilson, Claudia, Max Sterling, Michael Schaefer, friend of the show, the Tommy Becker, Marcus Rose, and Xavier Daniels, all vibing to be the next Prospect champion. One of them will make it. We'll have to wait and see. Jigsaw has his has his sights set on MPX Addict's favorite, Frankie Fisher, my boy, this weekend. And Frankie is not backing down. Purple Reign will be the place to be this Saturday night. And you know what that means, addicts? Get those seats reserved now before they are gone, because you do not want to miss what I consider to be the main event. The flying asshole Frankie Fisher taking on Lucha Underground star, DTF member Jigsaw. This is going to be one hell of a match. You do not want to miss out of it. The challenge was laid down by DTF, and you know there were no way it wouldn't be answered by the MPX champion Kenny Steele. This Saturday night, the championship is on the line, but Kenny is also looking for revenge when he faces Brent McKenzie in a dog collar chain match. This brutal match is rarely seen anymore because of the injuries that it can cause. So good luck to both competitors. Please be safe. Do not get hurt. The Mad King has made his intentions clear that he wants DTF, and that challenge was accepted by Scott McKenzie, who quickly threw his name on the contract to make the dream match come true. It is the Mad King, Eddie Kingston, going one-on-one with the master of the DDT, Scott McKenzie. The back fist versus the DDT. Violence will rule the ring this Saturday night. 3 of the top athletes in MPX will be on display at Purple Reign when Chandler Hopkins, Jason Silver, and Cody Dickerson face off in a triple threat match. You can be a winner in this match. It may lead to a prospect title shot later on, so that's a big one. It is like I said, it is the 1-year anniversary of the opening of the MPX Event Center this Saturday, and it is the house that Kirby built. It wouldn't be a show without Mr. Mayhem himself on said show. So we will have Stephen Kirby offered an open contract to the locker room, and I'm sure he was up for any challenge, but it was none other than Dirty Andy Dalton, who is always down to fight. So it will be Dalton versus Kirby one-on-one this Saturday night at this stacked show. You guys do not want to miss out on this. It's going to be absolutely insane. One hell of a show. Go out there, take your signs, have a lot of fun, and remind management that there is a Jackass that wants to be in the ring, and I will gladly be there anytime they call. So anyway, guys, we're going to go into our first commercial break. Here's what we have in store coming up. Right after this, we're going to get into something that's very, very near and dear to my heart, a little emotional, a little bit of life talk and whatnot. And then after that, we go into the Game of Thrones review with Matt. So, warning right now, when me and Matt start talking, I stop paying attention to the PG-13 rating. There are a couple F-bombs dropped there, so be prepared for that. If there's any little ones listening, you might want to hold them off on the Game of Thrones review. So, other than that, we're going to take our first commercial break, and then we will be right back.
The Jackass Nation podcast channel, with shows like It Is What It Is with the Jackass, Jackass Reviews, Go Home, Jackass 1, a Star Wars podcast, and many more. Check us out at jackassnation.podbean.com.
Alright, so, y'all know how much I love my birthday and how important my birthday is to me. It is always a huge celebration. We always have a lot of fun. For the last 5 years, I think 4 or 5 years, I have celebrated my birthday with a friend of mine who was also born on the same day. Her Mel Miles, who, if y'all remember, about a year ago, passed away on July 31st. 2016, and as we just passed the 1 year anniversary of losing my really close friend and a good friend of mine's wife, that's why you'll always see me say on the big event is called Our Birthday, because it's a celebration of mine and Mel's birthday. It's our birthday, and it's always been a real fun time. We've always had a blast. She was one of the most full of life people that I had ever met, and you have to excuse me if I start tearing up again. As I woke up on the 31st, and I really thought that I had dealt with it, and I really thought that I had moved on, and I was able to, move forward and be okay and just, remember the memories of her. But I woke up and it just hit me again that it had been a whole year since she passed away on a tragic motorcycle accident. And as you can tell, it still breaks my heart because I miss her so much. She was so full of life and she was so happy and she was just such an incredible human being. She was one of the strongest women I had ever met. Not just emotionally, but physically. I mean, I think she could probably outlift me. We used to work out together. And I still hear her to this day when I'm in the gym and I feel tired and I feel like I don't want to do anymore. I still hear her, "Stop being a little bitch. Pick up the weight. Let's go. Work or get the F out." She was just so full of energy, so full of life, and it kills me that not only am I affected by this, but her husband, one of my closest friends, Brandon, he's still reeling from it, and I'm so proud of him because he's finally. It took a really long time. It took the better half of this year, or the better 3/4 almost, probably almost the whole damn year. It wasn't until recently that he really started to live his life again and started to get back out and I started to see him, be social and talkative with more people. He's dating finally now, and I'm really happy about that. And their children, both Mel's sons and his son, they like the new girlfriend, so that's really good. And I'm just so happy to see that he's finally a little happier now, and he's finally able to go. And we talked on the 31st, and it was definitely a tough day for him, as much as it was for me and anyone else that knew her. Because Mel Miles, man, I mean, there's not many people that you will find that will have a negative thing to say about Mel. She was a lot to take at times, but it was always worth it, and it was always fun, and she was always just one of the brightest people in the room. Her smile it could light up a damn room. But then her scowl, when you knew she was mad, you were pretty terrified for your life, The whole room would be pretty terrified for their life. So, I remember there was a time we were working for this company, this cargo company and whatnot, and we're unpacking this shipment of fish, just seafood for some restaurant or something. I don't know, but it was raw fish, and apparently in its travels it had busted open. And so I'm at the door of the container there, and she's just throwing the boxes to me, and she's just riling all over fish. She's just sitting in fish juice, getting all this boxes thrown to me, and I'm just laughing at her, and she's gagging on the smell. And as soon as she finished, I remember I'm like, "Well, at least you're done now." She goes, "Yeah, I'm still covered in fish." I'm like, "Yeah, that sucks." And so she just leaps across the damn container, jumps onto me, and just starts rubbing the fish juice all over me. So now I'm soaked with fish juice, and we both smell like a mess. God, she was just one of the funnest people, and she was laughing the whole damn time. I'm screaming, "Get the hell off me!" God, man, she was. And I used to love it because we'd go drinking and whatnot, and she's like, "Hey, well, what are we doing tomorrow?" I'm like, "Well, I got to wrestle tomorrow night." She's like, "Oh, you're gonna go roll around with men in your underwear." It was really a trip to hear her, man. She was just a fun-loving, great person. And I know she's up there looking out for me. I know she is. Because this has been a really strong year for me. And I've been making a lot of connections, and a lot of things have been working. Not everything's panned out, but that's going to happen. But a lot of things are going really good, and I know it's due to her. I know that she's helping me do that. I know she's up there. She's looking out for me because she always did look out for me, no matter what. No matter any arguments we even ever got in, she always had my back, and I always appreciated that. So Mel, I know you're up there. I know you're listening. I just wanted to remind you that I still love you. I still think about you. I miss you. And thank you for looking out for me. And thank you for always being there for me. And I'm doing everything I can to help Brandon and Damien and the boys. So, I got your back. I love you, girl. One of our favorite songs. I want to play a little snippet of it, just like I did last year. Then we're going to take another quick commercial break, and we'll come right back with Game of Thrones. Hey guys, once again, I just want to let y'all know that we are going to go right after this commercial break into the Game of Thrones Season 7, Episode 3, The Queen's Justice review. We get all into it, spoiler-filled. So, if you have not watched the upcoming episode, or this past week's episode of Game of Thrones, or you do not want to be spoiled by it, then you're going to need to skip ahead after the next commercial break until 1 hour and 9 minutes. If you hit the 1 hour and 9 minute mark, you'll miss all the spoilers. You'll be perfectly fine. Told you it's a long one.
Cinelinx presents Channel Control, where Matt, BC, and I, Rob, get together and talk about TV news and give you our take on what's going on in TV land. We'll also take you channel surfing, where we talk about what shows we watched that week and what we've liked about it. Find out what shows have been renewed or canceled, or just find out what TV series has been released on DVD, Blu-ray that week. Channel Control is a weekly YouTube show, so head on over, subscribe, check out our videos, give us a like, turn on your notifications so you know when our new shows are up, and you can also follow us at Channel Control on Twitter. And now, back to BC.
All right, thank you, Rob. Welcome back to It Is What It Is, and I have got on the line with me a good friend of mine, my buddy, the one, the only, Coach Matt. Coach, what's going on?
Yeah, buddy. I am excited to be back on here on It Is What It Is. It's been too long.
It has been. It's been a good minute, man. And I wanted to start doing this. I want to start doing like bringing you on every week here, just to do a quick kind of recap almost of this week's Game of Thrones, because
yes,
it is pretty epic.
It really is. And I've actually, because Game of Thrones has started, I've started growing like a really thick Greek beard because I want to be as cool as those awesome warriors and knights, because the war for Westeros is on, man.
Oh shit, the war! I ain't worried about the damn war for Westeros. All right, damn the war for Westeros. All right, we got White Walkers. They are coming. All right.
And yeah, but nobody believes about.
No one believes.
They're not a thing. Only Jon Snow's seen them, so he's not trustworthy.
Exactly. Well, this is the episode, The Queen's Justice, and it is episode 3 of season 7. Are we in 7? We're on 7, right?
Yeah, season 7.
Season 7. We only have 4 more to go. This is killing me that it's going this fast.
I thought it was 8 episodes.
No, there are only 4 more weeks left.
I hate that.
Yeah.
Why'd you have to tell me that?
I'm sorry.
It makes me so depressed.
And then we don't get another episode till 2019, apparently.
Frickin' winter.
Right? Golly. So, anyway, opening thoughts. What'd you think about this episode, Matt?
I thought this was the best episode of the season so far. I loved it. What was interesting about it was that they were able to touch on every single storyline that was going on. You know, like you found out about Jorah, you found out about like, you know, different parts of the war that were going on. The only people that you didn't, or the only person that you didn't see was Arya.
Yeah.
But everything else, you had a Stark reunion, you had a Targaryen reunion. Yeah. So it was pretty freaking amazing. But what it makes me feel like, though, is that it's just going so fast because they're trying to finish it all like quickly. But it's just, I don't know, like it almost seems a little breakneck, and that's a little different for how Game of Thrones has been so far.
Yeah.
But I still love it.
Yeah, the internet's having a couple issues with the fact that our travel time is going so damn fast. Like, we're moving all over the place really quickly. Like, how in the hell did Jaime's army get all the way up there that quick? You know, like,
yeah.
And Euron's just sneaking up on people like there ain't like it ain't no problem.
I know, and that's my biggest thing. I'm like, my God, Euron's like everywhere, and I thought the Greyjoys, like Theon and I can't remember her other name,
Yara.
like her name, Yara. I thought they were going to do something, like they were going to turn the tide of war, but Euron is making sure everybody knows why he is the greatest captain in Westeros. And,
Absolutely,
oh my God. He's
pretty
ridiculous.
crazy. He's pretty crazy. And it's just, like, I'm not having an issue with it because I'm like, okay, we don't have that many episodes. In past seasons, it would have taken the whole season for Jon Snow to get the Dragonstone.
Oh, yeah.
So the fact that he's like, okay, I'm going to go, and the next episode, he's there. I'm like, all right, I'm fine with it.
Yeah, I'm cool with it, too, because I don't need to see him on a ship and, like, Davos and him talking about their plan or anything like that. Let's just get to it.
Exactly. And speaking of getting to it, let's not bury the lead. Over in Dragonstone, we finally get it after 7 seasons of waiting. After waiting since 1996.
Oh, my God.
Daenerys and Jon Snow are face to face. And neither one of them were willing to be as unstubborn as they normally are. So it was a great meeting. I absolutely loved it. What'd you think about this?
I loved it. Like, the moment that they introduced them, I was giddy. I had goosebumps and everything. Like, I especially love the part where Daenerys's advisor, or her like speaker, I can't remember her name right now. Ministeri, I think.
Something like that. Yeah, hers is the one I can't ever understand how they pronounce it.
Yeah, well, she's like the breaker of chains, the mother of dragons, the everything and else, and then all of a sudden you got Davos, who's like, "This is Jon Snow, King of the North."
Did you see my Instagram post, Matt?
I didn't know.
All right, so I put up an Instagram post because that is now my favorite quote of Game of Thrones. This is Jon Snow. He's King of the North. But I put up an Instagram picture of it's Kit Harington reading mean tweets from Jimmy Kimmel. And the tweet says, Kit Harington is a pretty terrible Jon Snow. In the show, he just seems like a big bitch with a stupid look on his face. Hashtag bad casting. And this just got Kit Harington with a really sad look on his face. And my tag for it is, this is Jon Snow. He's King of the North. 300 likes on that damn thing already. I said, good Lord.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
But I've had to rewind and watch that part about 20 fucking times because it was hilarious.
Yeah, absolutely freaking hilarious. And I love Davos, man. Davos is great. Like, if anything happens to Davos or the dragons, I'm going to be so pissed.
Oh, God, we're going to lose a couple dragons. Like, be prepared for that.
I know.
But I really love the strength between both of them going back and forth. Like, Jon not wanting to give in to this girl who he doesn't know. He doesn't understand. He doesn't see where she's coming from. You know, he just knows that her ancestors burned his ancestors, that he thinks. And so he just sees her as like a 16-year-old, stubborn girl. And then she's looking at this guy like, who is this crazy nut talking about White Walkers? What the fuck is that?
Yeah, and what was cool was seeing their little, like, subtle struggle.
Yeah.
Because it's true. Like, Jon Snow could not give in to Daenerys. Because if he did, then everybody who had pledged allegiance to him and named him King of the North would be pissed, and they would like start some sort of like riot or whatever, and then maybe Sansa would probably capitalize on that. So he knows what the stakes are, and that's what I loved about that. And then meanwhile you've got Daenerys, who she's losing everything. She's losing allies everywhere, but she's kind of trying to keep this stoic sort of I am in control sort of demeanor to everyone else. But in behind the scenes, she's like, oh my God, what the hell is happening? And I loved it. I loved every part of that.
Yeah, and it's also very interesting how John stops Davos from talking about how he was stabbed in the heart and killed.
Yeah.
Which is very interesting to see, because then it kind of would almost even take away the threat of these White Walkers. Like, well, you faced this guy, and then you beat them, and then you died and came back. So what do we need to be worried about?
Yeah, I think for John, like, that might be something he just doesn't want to talk about. Like, he doesn't want people to know about it, because I don't think he quite understands it. Like, because he died. And so, like, if you die and suddenly you're brought back, it's kind of a weird feeling. Like, I don't know why I'm even here, but I'm working through it.
Yeah. And then there's, like, because with Melisandre, being so pushing for them to meet up. And for her to just be like, all right, well, now that they're here, I could tell y'all a bunch of stuff, but no, I'm just going to go ahead and leave for plot purposes.
Yeah, also, I mean, she did burn a girl alive, so...
Well, yeah, but if she would just be like... If she could have just been like, yo, Danny, about this shit, look, this guy died with these White Walker motherfuckers, and then, they had this big war, and then his boys killed him. I brought his ass back, all right? So this guy's the real deal. That kind of would have fixed all this drama. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, you'd think, but what does that have to serve? Like, what purpose does that serve? Because will Danny suddenly, like, believe her that, oh, yeah, like, oh, my goodness, you brought him back. I've never seen that. If
there's more people being, like, collaborating this story, then it's like, oh, okay. Well, then that makes a little more sense that it's not just this one crazy nut.
True. I do love that that just briefly, like, I remember when Davos, like, saw Dragonstone and, like, he first walks up and he's like, this place has changed.
Yeah.
Like, I love that part. But
and you got to know while they were walking up, when those dragons swooped by, that was Danny going, yo, y'all go fuck with them a little bit.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. But that was something I was kind of hoping I would see, that maybe, like, Daenerys would, or Drogon or whatever, would hop down and then, like, kind of look at Jon and then maybe be like, okay, you're cool because you're a Targaryen. And then that would have been like, whoa, hold up. Yeah, that would have been a cool little moment. But it is a little weird that a lot of people have been pushing for Dany and Jon Snow to get together. Because, like, you think about it, that's his aunt.
Which is really weird because I think she looks so much younger than him.
Yeah.
And I don't know what their ages are on the show. I believe back in season 1, they had said something about Dany was like 16 or something.
Yeah, I think it was like 15 or 16 in the books. I can't remember off the top of my head right now.
And Jon Snow, I don't know how old Snow is, but...
Yeah, I couldn't tell you either. I mean, they say their ages in the books, but if you ever look at those books, those things are, like, thick.
Yeah.
So I'm on the second book right now, so I couldn't even tell you.
Well, see, I just wonder how John's going to have to understand that people are going to have a hard time understanding the threat of these White Walkers because no one's seen them but him, and very few people believe that this is a real thing. So he's going to have to find a way to get people to understand what is coming.
Yeah, and I love seeing the frustration on his face. Like, every time he tells people about the White Walkers, because it's like nobody believes him. And you kind of understand, because that's something that's built up throughout the entire series, is that, like, everybody from the Night's Watch keeps telling people that there are issues, there are problems, there are, like, creatures that are coming, and not one single person ever believes them.
Yeah.
So now Jon Snow is feeling what the Night's Watch have been feeling the entire time.
Yeah, exactly. And it's absolutely the good thing that he does have Tyrion there, who's kind of collaborating with him. He's like, look, I trust one honest man more than I trust all these other eyes. I love that line there. I love that we got so much Tyrion in this episode.
I did too, because in the first episode you got no Tyrion.
Mm-hmm.
The only Tyrion you got was, he didn't even say anything. He was just kind of standing in the room with Daenerys. But
with that "Shall we begin" line, that shit was dope.
That was. But then she says, "Shall we begin?" And they don't do anything. Like, they're like, "Okay, we'll send people off, but the Lannisters are still ahead, like 2 steps ahead every single time."
Yeah. And I loved the relationship between Tyrion and Jon, like the bastard of King's Landing, or the bastard of Winterfell, and the dwarf
of King's Landing or something like that.
I love that, man. And it's just like you see the pain in them. You see that they've both been through so much stuff, but they still look to each other and respect each other, and that's what I loved about that.
Yeah, there's so much respect between the two, and it's funny because they only had like a brief moment together in the entire series. In the first season, they only had a couple episodes. And it is funny because you go back and you like think about how much has changed between now and then, and there's still so much respect between the two. And even the moment whenever he found out that Jon Snow was King of the North, there was that moment like, whoa, hold up. This bastard became like the King of the North? Like,
right?
That's incredible. Like, I love that part. And then I do also I love the part where Tyrion's asking, like, how does a brother of the Night's Watch become King of the North? And he's like, how does the dwarf of King's Landing become the hand to Daenerys Targaryen? And like neither one of them just said why.
Yeah, it's like, shit happens.
Yeah, it's that whole touche.
Yeah. Before we leave Dragonstone, Melisandre and Varys' conversation, when Melisandre was leaving there, how she says she has to come back here to die just like you. And you see that look of confusion on Varys, who normally doesn't get, you can't really, waver him. He's normally on top of things, but he had that look like, oh shit, what the hell's going on?
Yep, and then also what you have to understand with Varys is he does not trust, nor does he like magic.
No. Because
of what happened to him. That's how he got cut in the first place. So it was kind of a cool little interaction between the two of them. And then, yeah, now you find out, oh, okay, I'm apparently going to die here. But, like, there's so much ambiguity with that one line that it's like, well, do I die, of old age? Like,
yeah, exactly.
How does it happen?
What is this? Like, what are you talking about? Something important going down? What's that?
But it was cool. It was a really cool moment because, like, those are two characters that you wouldn't think would get a whole lot of airtime, but they had their own little, like, farewell, I guess, with Melisandre leaving. They had their own the moment, and I loved it. I thought it was an interesting take on where they were going with it, because Melisandre needed to have, like, a bow out. She needed to have a farewell before she left for, I guess she's going to Ashai.
I guess. I have no idea.
Someplace over in the east, I guess.
I figure we probably won't see her the rest of the season. We'll see her again in 2019.
Yeah. Whenever something or else is going down.
Yeah, but... All right, well, let's jump over to King's Landing. A lot going on there now that we've brought in the Dorne... what's her name of Dorne and... the one Sand Snakes are alive. I love the back and forth there between Jaime and Euron. Like, it's just, it's so fun.
Yeah, I love that too, especially how he was like, does she like a finger in a bunghole? Like,
and things great. Never thought I would hear in Game of Thrones. Finger in the bunghole. That we can chuck that one up there.
Oh my gosh. And I love how Euron is finally like, I'm a Greyjoy and people are celebrating me. Look at this, everybody. And Yara, check this out. Look, you'll never be this. Look how awesome I am right now. Like, and I thought that was a cool part. And then Jaime's like, yeah, well, they'll cheer for anything for a moment, and then they'll just wail on you in another moment.
Exactly. And I really think that Jaime's gonna be the one that ends up killing Cersei.
I hope it's Arya.
I just feel like that's gonna be Jaime's redemption. Because you can see in his face 9 times out of 10 he's not okay with what's going on. It's just he loves his sister in all sorts of wrong ways.
Yep.
And as soon as he's like, no, we can't do it, she just brings him right back in there. She just has that power over him.
Yeah, you're right. I could see something or another happening that just pushes him over the edge to get away from her or to do something or other like against her. That's my thing about Jaime is I like him a lot. Like, he's a very likable character. You want to root for Jaime, but then he goes back and does something to help Cersei, and you're like, oh, I hate Cersei so much.
Yeah.
But my goodness, can we talk about the woman who plays Cersei for a moment, Lena Headey?
Yeah.
Like, she's been amazing this season so far.
Well, she's always been. She is so incredible in Dread.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Lena Headey is just so damn good, and her on this, like, she's like the perfect heel. She's like the Alexa Bliss of Game of Thrones. Like, you just want to dislike this person, but you love to hate her.
Absolutely.
It's not like I just don't like this character. Like my feelings on Sansa, I just hate that bitch. But so I love hating Cersei. Like, I want to see her do horrible things, so I go, no, that was wrong.
Yeah, like what she did with the Sand Snakes. But even then, you're like, well, she's kind of warranted with that.
Yeah, because you can sit there and go, I'd probably do the same kind of thing. Because the daughter didn't deserve to die. She had nothing to do with anything.
But at the same time, it's like, well, daughter for a daughter. I mean, I guess that kind of makes sense. Eye for an eye. But dude, that daughter was cool.
For seconds there, I thought they were going to have the Mountain crush that little girl's skull. I was like, oh my God, Mountain's going to crush this girl's skull.
I thought so too, but then I was like, the way she's taking her time with it, I really think that she's going to poison her in some way or some fashion or another. And then sure enough, the kiss. And then the way that they looked at each other like, oh my God, she just did it. Like, that was a cool moment. Like, I would have had that same dread if I was in their shoes.
And the way she just leaves them where they're so close but so far away at the same time.
Yep.
Cannot touch each other, can't be there, and she's just gonna have to sit there. And she's like, if you refuse to eat, we're gonna force food down your throat. Like this, God, Cersei got some imagination, boy.
She really does, and like the way, my goodness, like how much time has she had to think about what to do with her enemies? And now she's just doing it all. She's just putting all of her plans in motion. And I'm excited to watch it, but at the same time, it's like you're rooting for Daenerys, and you're like, this is great TV to watch, but I just want something good to happen for Daenerys.
Yes, I completely, I'm totally on there, but... Hey, Jackass Nation, we're going to get right back to the action, but first, we got to pause for just a minute and give thanks to some of my sponsors that help us make this show incredible. So, give me 1 second, we're going to talk to the sponsors, and we'll be right back.
Hey, Jackass Nation fans, this is Trey from The Offshoots. If you can, please go subscribe to The Offshoots Network, where you'll be able to pick up shows like the one you are currently listening to. Plus, you'll get The Offshoots, The Nigel Rabbit Show, Bootleg Radio, The Lucha Lounge with Steve DeMarco, Talking Smack with Christopher Hayden, and so much more coming down the pike. As we grow, we want you to grow with us. Please go subscribe.
All right, we're going to jump quickly over to Winterfell now, where Sansa seems to be leading right, but I know she's going to fuck shit up.
I'm so nervous about this because Peter Baelish, Littlefinger, is right there every moment, every step of the way, and you know that he wants in on Sansa so that way he can have some sort of power and eventually even possibly take the Iron Throne. Like, that's his long game. That's the long con.
Yeah.
But he is just he's going to get in her ear at some point. And you're right. It's going to fuck everything up, especially when Jon comes back. Because, Jon relinquished the power to go take care of things for his people. And he gave the power to Sansa, and that's going to be the thing that screws it all up.
Because Sansa is stupid. She's been stupid since day one, and she's going to mess things up like she always does. This is one of the reasons she's literally one of my least favorite characters on the show.
Yeah.
And I do like how, Littlefinger will tell her things and she's just like, yeah, okay, Cersei's dangerous. I think we all know that. Thanks, man. And like stuff like that makes me go, okay, maybe we're taking this care. But I just know in the back of my heart, I just know she's going to screw it up like she always has done.
Yeah.
This
and
whole
you could
series long.
you can tell that she's fighting him off. She knows what's going on. She's very smart. But there's gonna be that moment that I feel like it's just gonna crack and fall away. Like, there's gonna be some sort of ultimatum that nobody knew about or nobody could see coming that is gonna force her hand. I can just see it. I can see that happening. And I don't know what it's gonna be, but it's gonna happen.
Exactly. And I'm sitting there, and all of a sudden, they come and go, Lady Sansa, the gate. And I'm thinking, oh, it's here. Because last week I got so excited. I'm not gonna lie to you. Last week I was sitting in my room, we're here in the studio watching Game of Thrones when Arya stopped going to King's Landing, and I jumped up and started. I'm like, she's going north. She's going north.
I don't think she's going north anymore, bud.
Yes,
like,
she is.
Sorry to burst your bubble, but I don't think she is.
Oh, I think she's going. I think that was a clear statement that she's not going to King's Landing. She's going north to meet the rest of her family. And so when there was the knock on that door, I was like, this is it. This is it. Sansa and Arya are back together. And then boom, it's Bran. I did not see Bran coming. Not one bit.
I don't, because that interaction that she had with Nymeria, because she said, Nymeria, I'm going home. Come with me, girl. And Nymeria kind of looked at her and then walked away. And then she had that moment where she looked at her and said, it's not you. And the reason why she said that was based off of a picture that her dad had made for her. And it was like of her in like a dress and all this other stuff. And her reaction was, it's not you, as in like, that's not me. And so now I think because she had that interaction with Nymeria, it's kind of clear to her, like, I can't go home. I can't go home yet. I have a mission and I need to see it through. Because why would she go home? She's gone this far, becoming an assassin, killing all of these people. Why is she going to go home? What's there for her?
I don't know, but she needs to go north. I want to see her and Jon Snow together.
I don't think it's going to happen until next season.
Oh, my God.
And I think it's going to be like something that's during a war or something that you have like they're reuniting. But I don't know. I think it's going to be a tragic thing between all of them.
I'll be, you know what? I'm going to be furious if that happens.
I just don't see it. I don't see a reason for her to go back. I think the reason why they brought Nymeria in there was to be another course correction. To be like, oh, you know what? You're right. I have a mission. I need to follow through with it.
Well, I don't know. I hope. I see it. And, the fact that we didn't get any Arya on this episode doesn't really help to figure out where it is they're going with that. But
Sure.
Anyway, but we did get a reunion. Bran and Sansa back together.
Man, Bran for a second. Like, that dude
has no emotion.
No emotion.
Chill.
He sees everything. And he is just like, I don't care. Like, I am now the three-eyed raven, and you were so beautiful in that dress of yours. I need to speak to Jon Snow and tell him he is a Targaryen. Like, I just, that dude, man.
And he's just like, yeah, you got raped. That sucks. What happened? I got no chill.
like, I feel like at some point he's gonna be like, plenty of people have been raped. You are not the first.
I know, right?
Damn, bro.
And you can still tell that Sansa's really still dealing with the trauma of that, and she's trying to not even like let it in at all.
Well, even so, like, she's trying to deal with the fact that this is no longer her brother. This is not the brother that she remembers.
Yeah.
Because you remember Bran, the last time that they saw each other, he was still a little kid.
Yeah.
And I think at that point he even still had his legs. So.
No, because he basically couldn't walk after the first episode.
Right. And then they left for King's Landing after the first episode. So okay. I don't remember if there was an interaction between Sansa and Bronn after the fall. Like, I don't think there was.
Because he was in the coma for a while.
Right, he was in the coma for a while. So the last thing that she remembers of her brother was him being a fun, happy-go-lucky kid who just wanted to be a knight of the Kingsguard. That was his only dream. And now he's grown up to be the three-eyed raven, and
everyone's like, what the
hell
is a three-eyed raven?
Yeah. Hell, I wouldn't know either. If someone came up to me tomorrow and said, if my brother came up to me tomorrow and said, I am the three-eyed raven. I'm like, I need a little bit more context. What?
But I'm like, dude, what's White Walker's three-eyed raven? What the hell is going on here?
Yeah, and I'm wondering, like, what is gonna be Bran's purpose in this war? Like, he's the three-eyed raven. He can see everything. He can come in and, I guess, invade other people's minds and bodies and whatever. What else is going to be his, I guess, purpose?
I have no, and my question is along those lines is, what happens now that him and Littlefinger are in the same place? Because he sees everything. He knows that basically everything that has gone down has happened now because of Littlefinger.
Yeah.
And so he knows that. So, are we going to get something along those lines? Like, what's going to happen there?
Yeah, and I could see maybe Littlefinger trying to do something or another to get rid of him, thinking, okay, this guy might be a threat. Yeah. You've got a male in Winterfell who is actually Ned Stark's rightful heir, and now he might ruin all of my chances to become, like, the guy, whatever. So that's going to be an interesting little dynamic to see what happens, what Littlefinger is going to do. Because Bran's going to survive. I know Bran has to survive for the actual war. Now, what happens after the war begins with the White Walkers and everything, I don't know. We'll see. I personally think at the end of this season, the wall is going to come down. Like, I think everybody keeps, like, hinting, oh, the wall's there. Guys, the wall's there. The wall is there. I have a feeling like something or another is going to happen. The wall's going to come down. And I think next season, Bran is going to take over a dragon, and that's how he's going to, like, have a part to play in this war.
See, I don't think the wall's coming down. I think they're just going to walk around that sumbitch.
You mean take the lake or something like that?
Because if you watch the intros now, compared to the intros when the show first started, there was water all around the wall. That water on the intro is now frozen over. It's ice.
Oh, that's a good. Yeah, that's good.
People are not really picking up on that, but it's there.
That's true. That's a good thought. I did not even think about that. I'm gonna need to go back and watch that.
Yeah, so it's very interesting to see there. But we'll have to wait and see on that one. All right, so elsewhere, we also have Theon has been picked up by the rest of the Greyjoy army in a very small scene. We don't get much from it. Just he's like, yeah, I tried to help Yara, but and then if you tried to help, you wouldn't be here, dumbass.
Yeah.
So they know he chickened out.
And to the people who keep saying, like, stop picking on Theon, he's not a coward. Yes, he is. Well, he is a coward.
After that scene, I was like, that's what a chicken shit move, Theon. But then I started thinking about it, and I was like, well, what was he to do? If he were to try to attack, Euron would have immediately killed Yara and then him. By jumping off the ship, he kind of makes sure that he ensures her safety, because Euron's not going to kill her if there's not a threat there, and ensures his safety to come back and save her. But then you have tagged it on with this scene where he's like, oh, I tried to help. Then it's like, no, maybe he was just being a little chicken shit.
Yeah, I mean, sure. If you think of it like, okay, survival of whatever, the fittest, sure. Yeah, you know what? I'll agree with you. That makes sense. He was just trying to make sure everybody stayed alive. But you're right. He comes back and he tries to, like, make it seem like he did something. And that right there is a coward move.
Yeah.
Because that, like, you messed up. And so you're trying to make up for it by saying, oh, no, I totally tried. But the Ironborn see right through that, because they are the kind that are like, oh, no, I'm going to try to kill you or I'm going to die. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, What is dead may never die. So, yeah, Theon, man, like, there's going to be a moment where he has redemption. I know it's coming. But
we're not there.
Like,
yet.
you hate Sansa. I hate Theon, man. I've hated him for a very long time.
I don't hate the guy. I don't care much about him or his storyline. The only two I hate are Bronn and Sansa. I hate both of them.
You hate Bran?
Oh God, yeah. He cost us the death of Hodor. It's his fault because he's a stupid little piece of shit.
Oh, but yeah, like, it's hard. If you're the Three-Eyed Raven, how are you supposed to control your power? How are you supposed to know you can go back in people's lives and screw them up as much as he did?
I don't know. He just bores me. Every time he's on the screen, he bores me. So I just don't like the guy.
Well, it doesn't help now that he's monotone and he's just like, I am now the Three-Eyed Raven.
Yeah.
And I killed Summer, or Summer just died suddenly.
All right. So
speaking of which, where the hell's Ghost?
Ghost,
tell me where Ghost is?
Ghost is there. He's in Winterfell. He's hanging out. He's chilling. He made the trip with him. He did not go to Dragonstone. One of the directors was on Twitter and said Ghost is there. We had filmed a scene with Ghost and Jon Snow for the season premiere. It ended up getting cut, but he is there in Winterfell.
Okay, good to know. Because Ghost is another one. If Ghost dies, I'm gonna be upset.
Yeah, he is definitely there. He's just it's really expensive for them to show them.
Oh yeah, true.
So,
but dude, I don't know if you ever will do this, but like if you read the books, like you love Ghost even more.
Yeah,
like,
I don't read.
Just he has a lot of personality in it, and I absolutely love the character.
Yeah. So. Yeah, he because I was actually wondering that. Maybe my buddy were wondering that the other day, so we actually looked it up and saw that the directors had said something. He's like, yeah, he's there. He just, we ended up cutting the scene with him, so he's probably just hanging out in the kennel, chilling.
Yeah, he's like, I'm in Winterfell now. Whatever, yeah. I'm doing good.
All right, so let's jump.
I could see him having some sort of interaction with Bran.
Exactly.
In this next one.
Something. So, all right, let's jump over to Sam and Sir Friendzone. He has found the way. He's no longer dying of whatever that damn disease was.
Oh, grayscale.
Grayscale, that's right.
Yeah.
Sir Friendzone is going back to Dany.
I like this. I think this was cool. Like, and what was funny was I thought that like you would have Sam and he would be like, oh, now I get to become a maester, and then he goes over to like the Grand Maester or Archmaester or whatever, and he's like, oh yeah, by the way, so good job not killing this guy. But I'm going to need all of these books rewritten and copied over. Oh, you thought you were going to get some sort of reward for doing this? Oh, no, your reward is me not kicking you out.
Yeah. Sam is the next person. After Sansa and Bran, Sam's the next person I don't give a crap about.
What? I love Sam.
He's a whiny little bitch. I just don't care.
He is a whiny little bitch, but he's great.
And everything about him is boring. The only thing I liked about this is how important it was that he stuck his hand out there to shake Sir Friendzone's hand.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Because you think about the fact that this guy hasn't been able to touch anyone in God knows how many years.
Yeah.
And so just that little bit of that handshake where he puts both hands on him, how emotional that had to have been for him is amazing. And now that we know that he's cured, he's fine, he is settled up with Dany, he's going home, and now Dany not only has Tyrion for ruling advice, Sir Friendzone's gonna come home and be like, yo, let me take care of this army shit. I got this. So now,
which is good because he is a military mind.
Exactly.
Jorah Mormont is going to be a great asset for Dany, especially since she's losing everybody right now.
Yeah.
And you're right. Like, I thought that was a cool moment when they did the shaking of the hands. But what I also thought was kind of cool was whenever he asked, like, how did you do it? Like the Archmaester asked Sam. And Sam said, I just followed the instructions. Like, well, what the hell did all the other maesters do?
Yeah. And I do. The one thing I will say about him, now he's got to go copy all. He's going to learn a lot of stuff. Yes. I bet he's going to learn something that's really going to help out.
Yeah. Especially since he got the books from the Archmaester, and I could see the Archmaester just kind of being a little sneaky with it and just being like, yeah, go ahead, start transcribing all these books, and he'll just pick up on something.
Yeah. All right, well, that's enough. Let's jump into the main event, Castle Rock. We're going over there. Tyrion's voiceover for this was amazing. A lot of people are angry. They wanted a full-on battle, but I loved how they did this.
Yeah, there's so much more left in this season, dragons and everything. You cannot afford to have a full-on battle. The way that they snuck him in and they did everything that they did with the Unsullied, I thought that was awesome. Thought that was cool.
When Grey Worm drops down, it's like, where are the rest of the Lannisters? And you're like,
Yeah.
oh, this is bad. And
I
you
thought
get
they
up.
were gonna flank them. I really thought they were gonna flank them, and then the Unsullied were all gonna die. And I was like, oh no!
And
then
they get up.
nope.
You see, it's Greyjoy out there burning their ships.
Yep.
And the
So now the Unsullied
Lannisters
will
are
have
in.
to take a long time to get back.
And the Lannisters are in Highgarden.
Highgarden. Yeah. Oh, I did not see that coming.
Nope,
where they were
not
hanging out with the
one.
Tyrells.
Oh god, and bro, because now you look at this and you go, because coming into the season you're like, yo, Dany's got this. Like this Dany's set. She's good.
Yeah.
There's
she's got
nothing
dragons.
anyone can do, and now you're like, oh crap, she's in trouble.
Yeah.
She's in trouble.
Well, something that we're not talking about either is the fact that they stormed Highgarden, took all of their wealth, and are giving it to the Iron Bank. So now the Iron Bank has all their debts paid, and they will now back King's Landing. So now they've got freaking the Iron Bank, which has so much freaking money in it that they've got just an unlimited supply of assets.
Exactly. Not good for Dany.
Nope, but Olenna, man.
Olenna is a mother effing gangster, bro.
She is. I'm gonna miss that salty lady.
And I'm not gonna lie to you. When Cersei blew up the
The Septon.
the Septon, I was all like, why did you have to kill the hot one? Kill the old lady. I don't like the old lady.
Aw.
But now you see how this goes, and he's just like that. The whole scene was one of the best scenes in all of Game of Thrones, I think.
Oh yeah. Oh, will it hurt? No, I've seen to it that it will be painless. Great. She like does a chug of it.
And then it's just like, oh yeah, by the way, I know that Joffrey was your son, and I'm the one that killed that motherfucker. Like,
Yeah.
What's up? Hope you're glad. Hope you're happy. I'll see you later, bruh.
I thought it was Littlefinger. I really thought it was Baelish. But a lot of friends of mine were like, maybe keep an eye on that. Maybe it's not actually him. And I was like, ooh, okay, maybe. And then I just put it out of my mind. I did not expect Olenna to just reveal, oh, yeah, no, that was totally me.
And have you watched it? Have you watched it a second time?
I have not.
Go back and watch that scene again. Like, you start picking up on everything she's saying in the scene. And you're like, oh, my God. Holy shit.
Yep. I love how she's like, I want her to know it was me.
And
Like,
it also goes back to when Olenna was talking to her granddaughter, and she's like, "You think I would actually let you marry that little whatever?" I don't remember what she called him, but she called him something.
Yeah.
You know, and it just adds so much more to the whole thing.
Oh, it's so good, so good. Like that was the perfect way to end that episode.
Oh yeah,
That was freaking amazing.
just effing gank. Like she is like the most thug out there.
Oh yeah. And then like for her to be like, I'm not afraid of dying, whatever, chug it. By the way, killed your son. Woo!
Exact right.
like come at me, bro.
And
I'm
you
already
see,
dying.
and Jamie, he has that blink. Like he blink, and I can't take credit. My buddy, Ken came up with this on his, but or not Ken, but my buddy John talking about he just blinks once, and it's just that you're so angry, but there's nothing you can do. All you can do is blink and just tell yourself, it's the anger blink.
Like in the way he was holding the sword, it was like I want to kill her, but I can't.
Oh man, it's just
Also like and this was something that I meant to talk about too. Whenever like they showed up at Highgarden, Bronn was with them, which I thought was really interesting. That Bronn has taken in with the Lannisters. That's not Tyrion.
Bro.
And I know that it's because of the whole Jaime and Bronn journey
Oh,
adventure.
that's right. Okay, that
Yeah.
Bronn, I forgot that guy. Oh yeah, holy crap.
Yeah, like that was an interesting moment because now you've got two buddies that used to be like together are now at each other's at odds with each other, and Bronn and Tyrion.
Yeah.
And they don't know that. So
I didn't even think about that. I didn't even notice him.
Yeah, he's sitting there. Like, he's right next to Jaime whenever they're going into Highgarden.
Wow. Okay. That's another thing. Is we haven't seen the Hound since the premiere.
You're right. Yeah, they haven't shown the Hound. Which
And-
I wonder. I guess they're going north to the Wall to try and fight the White Walkers.
I guess I don't know. I'm just ready for. I want him and Arya to run into each other. That's what I want. I want to. That's the that and Arya and Jon Snow. Those are the two reunions I want.
Oh my God, I'm pretty sure the Hound would try to kill her. Probably not, but that. Yeah, you're right. That would be really cool to see. Which maybe could happen if they're headed north and then she's headed south. That could quite possibly happen.
Yeah.
I mean, Westeros is a big place.
But
yeah,
very interesting either way. All right, going forward, let's wrap this up. What do you think? What do you think's happening next week?
Next week we get dragons, man. I think Daenerys is unleashing her dragons. I don't expect her to attack King's Landing just yet. I think it's going to be someplace else or another that she's going to unleash the dragons, and I think that's going to be her first victory. And then that's when they're going to start trying to mass produce those little giant crossbows that'll be dragon killers.
See, I don't think she's getting the victory. I think she's going to she's gonna I think she's gonna attack, but I think one of those dragons is going down next week.
Please no. I love those dragons.
I know, but I think this is and
it won't be Drogon. It will not be Drogon.
I think we're gonna lose what we all want of Tyrion, Jon Snow, and Daenerys all riding a dragon into battle. I don't think we're gonna get that.
No,
I think one of them's going down.
I think that'd be weird to have them all there. Like, I don't know, all riding a dragon together. Like, I don't know how they would make that work in the course of like a few episodes.
Yeah, because there's still the rumor that Tyrion's not really a Lannister. He's actually a Targaryen as well. I don't see that one coming to fruition. But yeah. But anyway, I'm excited. I can't wait to see it. Against what you say, I think that Arya is gonna make it to the Wall, or not to the Wall, to Winterfell, and she's going home to the north. Jon Snow's not gonna be there.
Nope, she is going to unmask herself in King's Landing and just stab either Cersei or the Mountain. It's gonna happen.
Oh, I would love. See, that's what I think. Jaime will get Cersei, but I would love to see Arya get the Mountain. Like, who got the Mountain? The smallest person on the show.
That little zombie monster guy. I have no idea what they're gonna do with that guy.
Yeah. So. All right. Well, that's been our Game of Thrones talk. We're gonna take one last quick commercial break, but before we go, Matt, tell the Jackass Nation where they can find you.
You can find me at Move the Joystick on Instagram and on Twitter. You can find me also every Thursday night on SCNS Live. You can find me on Cinelinx.com, where I post a lot of articles, reviews, all kinds of stuff like that. You can find me on the What the Force podcast, happening every Friday from Nerdvana in Frisco. And I got a couple other things in the pipeline, like the next gaming tournament, which will be on August 18th, which will be the Cinelinx Presents Mario Kart Madness. And will also feature
a main event for the ages.
That's right, for the undisputed Cinelinx Gaming Championship, BC versus Zach in a best-of-5 Injustice 2 match.
And as we know, Zach is not the rightful champion. It is obviously me. Y'all just decided to give him a belt for some weird, dumbass reason.
You weren't there to get it.
Well, I won the first tournament. Where is my belt for that?
You took my belt?
You remember the one that no one even beat me once, or even got close to beating me?
Hey, now you get to prove your dominance again.
And I will, because I've beaten Zach like 300 times in Injustice. But to be fair,
that should be exciting.
To be fair, that's been on my Injustice, where I have leveled up a whole bunch of people. So.
You still know the characters, so that's what matters.
So anyway, all right, commercial break, and we'll be right back.
Hey guys, Jason the X for SCNS Live. Make sure you check us out on youtube.com/SCNS Live. Every Thursday night, we got a live show for you guys. Please like the channel and subscribe to it for all your news, reviews, editorials, and more. We are powered by Cinelinx.com. And as always, keep on nerding.
name is Dr. Jordan Hart, and I am the owner and sole doctor at Athletic Edge Chiropractic. And at Athletic Edge, we offer a variety of services to help you basically be the best that you can be. So we are a chiropractic office. We offer full chiropractic services, including extremity work, as well as a variety of soft tissue techniques and deep tissue laser therapy. So if you're in need of some body work, give me a call. 214-883-9550. My email is drhartdfw@gmail.com.
All right, guys, welcome back. I told you it's going to be a long one. We're gonna get through the rest of this fairly quickly, though. I don't want to take too much time. I know you guys want to get back to your day. You got stuff to do. You don't want to be listening to me all damn day. So, time for a little bit of some box office predictions. Now, last weekend I thought we were going to go number 1 with the Emoji Movie, number 2 with Dunkirk, number 3 with Girls Trip, number 4 with War of the Planet of the Apes, and number 5 with Spider-Man Homecoming. That was my guess. Unfortunately, I was way off. It was pretty light weekend at the movie, at the theater. Emoji Movie not pulling in what we thought it was going to pull in. I really thought that it would be able to take the number 1 spot. It is a kids movie. It is animated. You can never really count them out. But Dunkirk actually came in with the number 1 spot, pulling in $26 million, down 47% from its opening weekend, pulling it into a total gross of $101 domestically, of course. So that was really cool for it. That's pretty badass. The Emoji Movie pulls in only $24 million on a budget of $50 million. So not looking good for the Emoji Movie. I think audience has spoken and they decided we don't care about the emojis. Number 2, Girls Trip on its let's see here, on its second week. That's right, second week. Sorry about that. I got mixed up there. On its second week, pulls in $19 million, down 37%, giving it a total gross of $65 so far on a $19 million budget. So that's pretty awesome right there. I'm hearing great things about it. I hear it's absolutely hilarious. I am going to try and go see it. Brand new to theaters is Atomic Blonde this weekend. I didn't think it was going to pull in enough to make the top, did I? Am I not mistaken? No, I didn't. But it did. It did pull in pretty damn well. Pulls in $18 million on a $30 million budget. Not incredible, but not bad. So definitely going to be okay. They're going to be all right there, especially with the good word of mouth. I've heard great. I heard the action's really cool, so I am excited to go check that out as soon as I can. And then coming in at number 5 is Spider-Man Homecoming, dropping another 40% this weekend to bring in $13 million, giving it a total of $278 million domestic on a $175 million budget. This is its 4th week in the box office. It now has a $638 million worldwide. So that's pretty awesome for Spider-Man. He's doing great. It does remain to say that not as good as past Spider-Mans have done, but that's not anything bad because the Amazing Spider-Man was received poorly, and people did not realize that this was maybe not yet again another origin story. So I'm betting Spider-Man Homecoming 2 will be a much bigger showing at the box office when it does hit out finally. So this weekend we have some cool new films coming out. Detroit hits in 28,000 theaters. It is directed by Catherine Bigelow, stars John Boyega, Will Poulter, Jack Rayner, John Krasinski, Anthony Mackie, Hannah Murray, Caitlin Denver, Jacob Lattimore, and Jason Mitchell. It is about the Detroit riots that took place, 1967. So that one looks absolutely incredible. I know if I get back in time from Vegas, I'm definitely going to try and catch that. Also hitting theaters this weekend is in only about 22,000 theaters. We're getting the Halle Berry film Kidnapped. Which is I'm not too into that one. But then we also have The Dark Tower, the Stephen King adaptation starring Matthew McConaughey, all right, as well as Idris Elba. This one looks really cool. I'm really excited about it. I've heard mixed reaction to it, but I am excited to see how it goes. So, looking at our predictions, I'm going to go ahead and say that the Dark Tower takes the number 1 spot. Definitely Dark Tower. Coming in number 2, I would put Detroit, because I think there's a lot of hype behind it, with Dunkirk hitting number 3, the Emoji Movie at number 4, and just for shits and giggles, we're going to put Kidnap in there at number 5. No, we're not. We're not going to do that. We're going to put Spidey. We're going to say Spidey sticks around and makes more than Kidnap does on its opening weekend. That's a risk. It's tough to say. Will that happen? I don't know, but that's going to be my guess. What do you guys think? Use the hashtag IiWiIJA to join the conversation and let me know your thoughts on the box office this weekend. You know, guys, I love being able to sit here and talk to you guys, whether it's on It Is What It Is, or Jackass Reviews, or Go Home, or even Jackass 1, a Star Wars podcast. I love having conversations with you guys right here on the Podbean channel, on all my different podcasts, on the Jackass Nation. And being able to do that has been quite difficult, but I got to thank a lot of you guys for making it a little bit easier on me. And you know how you do that? You do that by working with Amazon, because Amazon has come to me. They've come to the Jackass Nation, and they said, hey, we want to help you out. We want to make sure to keep everything on your Podbean channel completely free of charge so that the Jackass Nation can check out all your different shows and not have to pay a single dime to hear your opinions on whatever it is you want to talk about. All you got to do is use this link. And so what this link is that you can find in all the description of every podcast I have, as well as on my Twitter, normally pinned to the top of the profile. Sometimes there's something else there, but I always tweet. I like to tweet it out on Tuesdays around the time I wake up, but it has the link that you click on and it takes you to Amazon. Now what this link does is it just takes you to Amazon. It doesn't take you to like my specific Amazon, it doesn't take you anything else. It just takes you to Amazon. Instead of typing in www.amazon.com, all you do is click this link, maybe even go and bookmark. Once you click the link, then hit that bookmark, and then every time you go to Amazon, use that link, and whenever you buy something, Amazon says, hey, this guy bought it from the Jackass Nation link, therefore, he is a listener of the Jackass Nation. So, let's give a little bit of money back to the podcast channel so that they can continue to provide all of the content free of charge. That's right. Amazon throws back to me just because you clicked on a link and bought from there. It doesn't make anything more expensive. It's still the exact same price as it would be. There's no upcharges or surcharges or hidden fees. It's just Amazon, and they're just saying, this guy's a listener of the Jackass Nation, and they like to use Amazon, so let's give back to the Jackass Nation. Let's make sure everyone continues to get all this content absolutely free of charge. So once again, make sure to click that link in the description of this video or on my Twitter. All right, is there anything else? Oh yeah, that's right, giveaways. I had such a great response from you guys this past weekend on the giveaways, and we're gonna keep it going for one more week before we actually give everything away. So for those of you who have already registered to win these, thank you. Go ahead. Every time you do it, every time you do one of these things, I put your name in the hat again to win again. So there's not a minimum amount of numbers you can do it. So what you got to do is there's a Thor Ragnarok poster from San Diego exclusive from Comic-Con, and to win that you got to follow me on Snapchat, send me and put it on your story of a snap about why you want to win this Thor Ragnarok poster. Every time you tag me in that, every time you put one up every single day, you get one a day on that. I write your name down, I throw it in the hat for one more entry to win this Thor Ragnarok poster. The Black Panther posters, all you have to do is subscribe to SCNS Live and share the San Diego Comic-Con YouTube video. So go to youtube.com/SCNS Live, make sure you have subscribed, and then share the San Diego Comic-Con review video from last week on Facebook or Twitter, and make sure you tag me. Tag me on Facebook, tag Ben Campbell. If you do it on Twitter, tag at RealJackassBC, RealJackassBC. And to win that Kingsman t-shirt and fidget spinner, all you have to do is go to my Twitter and retweet the pinned tweet, which is for my buddy Johnny LaQuasto's comedy album, which is up now, available now on iTunes. So go retweet that pinned tweet, and you can be entered to win the Kingsman t-shirt and fidget spinner. So mad respect to everyone out there that's been helping out. I appreciate it. I love you guys. Thank you all for listening. Shout out to Cinelinx for bringing us on and putting us on there. Definitely check out all your movie news, reviews, editorials, and more on Cinelinx.com. And I'm going to get up out of here. Y'all hear the go-home music. Y'all know how to hit me up at RealJackassBC. That's RealJackassBC on all social media, Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, as well as Xbox Live. Join my Injustice Guild, the Jackass Nation. We can fight on there. Until then, it is what it is.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening to It Is What It Is with the Jackass. Follow BC on Twitter at RealJackassBC. Subscribe on Podbean.com to Jackass Nation. And subscribe to the Offshoots Network on iTunes. Views and opinions expressed by BC do not necessarily reflect those of the Offshoots or Podbean. We'll see you next time on It Is What It Is.